listeners should be aware that the following program contains language and audio images which may be found disturbing and may not be suitable for your snotty-nosed little brat who probably cusses like a sailor behind your back anyway. Parental discretion is advised.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking for JV. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time you give a least. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know.
It's time to holler down the pipe chase and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show for you right here at beautiful old, historic old, exciting new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
Dreams, I can see your freedom. I will hold you once more. To men with no visitors, no money on the books. Remember, David's always gonna be here. You're never so alone. This ain't my love. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio. Prison radio.
And welcome to the Prison Show. It's Friday, February the 16th. Hope everyone had a great Valentine's Day. And we're here wanting to wish, a great big thank you to Linda, Evelyn, Gloria, Kenneth, Don, and Ralph for their donations last week. Right, David?
A really great big thank you. I mean, you guys did really well. Maybe I ought to just take off more often.
No. Absolutely not.
Well, I enjoyed my night off. I hope Miss Linda did too. But we really appreciate you guys kicking in and doing such a wonderful job.
I was sick.
Miss Linda said she was sick, so
Yes.
she didn't enjoy her night out.
No, she didn't, unfortunately. But we were here holding it down, kind of.
Kinda. You guys had gremlins too, so at least I'm not the only one that gets gremlins every now and then.
At least we aren't, yeah. Or at least you are,
At least I'm not.
Because we proved it last week, let me tell you. But great big thank you to Stu for stepping up and helping.
Rockin' Stew.
Rockin' Stew. Rockin' Stew. That's right. That's right. Okay, so we're still in Winter Fund Drive. So you can donate, as the little promo said a few minutes ago, 713-526-5738. Option number 1 to donate. Or you can go to our website, kpft.org. We still have the memory bricks. The first 65 were already installed in the front of the station. But you, too, can have one, because there's plenty of room for many more. $25 a month, a sustainer for the 4x8 brick. I think last week I said 4x4. It's a 4x8 brick. And for $50 a month sustainer for the 8x8 brick. And if you become a sustainer, then Robin emails you and gives you the option to choose what verbiage you want on those bricks. I know David has one. Linda has 2. Linda did Dewey, and she also did the Death Row Angels. David did Ray Hill.
Ray Hill's The Prison Show.
The Prison Show. I did one in memory of Billy Wardlow that was executed in July of 2020. So all of us here have chipped in one way or another, but for a brick that is here to stay, you can't beat that, right?
No, that's just a wonderful investment. But not only are you investing in the brick and the memory forever, but you're investing in the community radio show. Community media. We're more than just a radio show now because we're doing Facebook, we're doing YouTube, we're community media.
That's right. Community media.
Wherever our community is, we want to reach out and touch you.
Well, I know.
That sounds pretty good to me right now.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. It's not Mardi Gras anymore, is it?
No, it's not. Absolutely not. But I do want to give a big thank you to Niski, who gave me a Mardi Gras t-shirt. Thank you. I love her. All right. So tonight we have a fantastic show lined up, or David lined up a fantastic show. And we've got a lot of people in the house. We've got Stephanie here, Linda, David, moi. We have Mo Cortez. He is the policy organizer with Taj. We have Frans Douw. Did I say it right?
You say it perfectly.
Perfectly.
It's a
awesome.
real international community you have.
He is the writer, podcast host for the prison show in Holand, former warden in North Holland, the Netherlands. And we have Tera Williams. Did I say that correctly? All right. She is the wife of Nanon Williams, who was arrested in 1992 at the age of 17 for capital murder, spent years on death row. In 2005, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled people under 18 could not be sentenced to death, and Nanon was commuted to life. So she's in the house. We have, what's your...
Mo Cortez.
No, your friend.
Jet.
Oh, my partner, Jet.
Jen.
Jen, he's in the house.
Okay.
I supported him.
She is in the house also.
He is.
Okay. And we also have video people. I can't remember their name.
Paul and Hugo. And Paul is a very, very well-known Dutch documentary maker who is making a documentary about Nanon, Tera, and me.
Okay. Awesome. Well, they're in the house too. So we've got a house full. And of course, tonight, Abe Bonowitz. He is the, let's see his exact title, co-director, founder at Death Penalty Action. So he's going to be calling in. And Gary Cohen, he is the principal lawyer on the Cohen Parole law team. He is on the phone now. How are you doing, Gary? I remember to call you Gary.
That is so wonderful. I am doing great, and I hope you all are doing well after this new year.
We are. And I know tonight we were going to talk a little bit with you about parole, correct?
We are. But before we get into that, I would just like to give a big shout out to all of the unsung heroes behind the prison show. Your work on this historical venture is commendable. Oftentimes your names are not known, but the comfort and the solace that you bring to tens of thousands of people will always be remembered. And I just want to say thank you for all of that.
Well, thank you for recognizing us. We appreciate it so much, and we appreciate you too. I know a lot of people incarcerated appreciate you because people speak of you very often.
Well, I hope they say good things about you.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely they do.
Every now and then.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
That was David.
Hey, I love it. Well, David sent me some topics that maybe we could go over. And there were a number of, kind of factual questions about parole, but then there were a couple of questions that were kind of amorphous and open-ended that kind of caught my attention. And at the risk of being, cocky or a jerk, I want to just address a couple of them during what time we have. And one of the first things, David and Dani, that caught my attention was, what is one reason a person's parole may be denied? And I was thinking about that, and I said, well, there's all these different denial codes, and there's all of these, dynamic and static factors. But do you know what it really boils down to in terms of what one reason a person parole may be denied? The answer to that question is because the board wants to. And then they find a reason to justify it. Parole is so discretionary, and the whole process is so shrouded in mystery. It's not a transparent process that a lot of times, and especially when you have an offense that involves the loss of life, you can have a personal profile that is perfect in terms of a lack of prior criminal history and an excellent, adjustment history and program participation, and you can still get denied because it all boils down to that subjective gut feeling of a voter as to how much time is enough.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that just kind of cuts through all the crap and all the, all the formality and the rigmarole of guidelines and this, that, and the other. And it's just, there's so much discretion there that it's just, hard to make predictions or look at guidelines.
But what gets me is that they don't really have a hearing per se.
No, they don't. And part of that is workload. The voters on the board, if you look up the annual statistics, they process about 90,000 parole vote cases a year. And that's in addition to deciding on revocation hearings and doing other, administrative functions. And they just don't have the time. And the other aspect of that is the filters that go on before information reaches them. I mean, the board members have access to all of the historical, legal, and institutional information of the offender, but they don't have the time to read it. They have summaries that are provided to them by institutional parole officers that oftentimes are, very, very short. They're sometimes slanted. Sometimes they're totally inaccurate. And that's their information basis. That's the funnel and the synthesis that they get of an individual, and they may spend 3, 4, 5 minutes.
So if somebody makes a parole package, they may not even see that package?
Well, if you're talking about a parole package prepared by a family member or a lawyer, yeah, those packages, if they're sent in to the board, will be reviewed. Now, how closely, I don't know. But institutionally, in the ordinary course of a parole review, the documents are prepared by TVCJ and parole board employees to summarize vast amounts of information.
Sure.
And what the board never gets, unless there's some kind of outside intervention, the board never gets an idea about who the person was that entered TDCJ as opposed to who the person is now. And change is the predominant factor that I think is the most important factor in parole decisions. We can't change the past, but what we want to focus on, who is the human being that we have now? And that's what's often left out of the equation, the human factor. We want people to change when they're in prison. We want them to grow. We want them to become healthy. We want them to reevaluate decisions and choices. And we want them to be good, functioning people before we release them. If all the board gets is who were they when they came in years ago, that's really a skewed picture. So that's one of the biggest problems in terms of the board's review, and a lot of it is directly predicated on the volume of cases that they have.
I remember back in the 90s whenever they actually had a representative that would go meet people on the unit, and they weren't really commissioners. They had a different name for them. I remember a fellow named Prejean back in the 90s.
Paul Prejean, yeah.
Yeah, and he would come down and talk to us, and he'd tell us like it was. He'd tell you quick if you didn't have enough time or if what you'd been doing wasn't what it would take to make parole.
Well, of course, back in the 90s, the prison population was a fraction of what it is now. I mean, the 90s, as you remember, was the period when Governor Richards was in office, and it used to be that parole operated as the pressure valve, release valve. We let a lot of people out the back door, so we didn't have to build new prisons.
Yeah, we called it a revolving door. It was like a turnstile.
There we go. People who were going down on 20s were being released after 18 months. That stopped when we built prisons.
Right.
Because there's no such thing as an empty prison. There are folks out there in black robes who are going to fill up those beds because taxpayer money, was expended to build them. And that's when the parole rates dropped into the toilet.
Could I add a remark? Could I add a remark? I fully agree with what you were saying. I very much support. But I'm Frans Douw. I'm the former warden from the Netherlands. I fully support what you were saying. And it sounds like this whole parole system is a way of not trusting people, not giving them another chance. And what I would like to add is that I fully agree that it's important to know who the person is right now, comparing to who he was before. But one thing, I think that it's very important that when people are in prison, that they get the chance to develop themselves and deal with their problems and recover from everything that happened to them before. So when you don't give people the chance to change, it's very hard to determine if they are changed when they're just are locked up without any perspective and any meaningful activity.
Yeah, pretty much just a number.
Yeah, so I think the parole board needs a parole.
And as much as I hate to do
don't let them free. Keep them in their room.
As much as I hate to do it, Gary, we're out of time, brother.
Oh, buddy, that was so short.
It did. It went fast, didn't it?
Yeah, and I would love to engage in more dialogue, especially with someone like the warden, who has who has experience with a different system than we have, because there's so much distinction there. Possibly another time, hopefully a longer period. I'm going to listen and enjoy the rest of the show.
Appreciate it,
Thank you
Gary.
so much for having me
Yeah,
back.
unfortunately, it's pledge drive, so that's why we're a little bit short tonight. So,
Hey, make that money, brother.
yes, sir, we sure will. Thank you so much.
Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye
Good
bye.
night. Speaking of making that money, it is pledge drive, and we ask you guys to please call 713-526-5738. And it doesn't matter to me if you got $1 or $5 or $10, or I know a particular man out there that's been telling me he's got $500. Well, if you got $500, you need to call 713-526-5738 and hit option number 1. And there's some people out there that'll take your pledge, and it's nice and secure, and you don't have to worry about anybody taking your information. They'll take it, and it'll be encrypted, and it's safe. So.
And remember to say the prison show or the prison show, because we had an issue last week where someone
They couldn't find it.
Couldn't find it. It was
Yeah.
just they were just saying prison show, and gotta say
Or
the
prison radio show.
Yeah. Didn't work.
No,
They don't understand.
But that's why I like to go to www.kpft.org, because I can use the drop-down menu, and I know that it's in the T's. So whenever the drop-down menu happens, I go straight to the T's. So.
Absolutely. Now we can move on over to Mo Cortez. He's the policy organizer with Taj.
Hi, good evening. Thank y'all for having me here. I'm Mo Cortez. My pronouns are he, him, they, them. I'm a policy and research organizer at Grassroots Leadership, Texas Advocates for Justice. We're a criminal legal advocacy organization for people that have been formerly incarcerated or in detention. So basically, thank y'all for having me today. And we're having we're relaunching our Care Not Cages campaign this year. It's going to be next month, which is basically care and not cages. So in all instances, whether from the bottom up, so locally all the way nationally, and we invite people to come out to our general body meeting this March. The fourth Monday at 7 p.m. at the Taj Houston office. That's 4407 New Orleans. And I'm impacted through this work through my late father. He died in a southeast Texas prison, and I never got to know him. I never grew up with him, and the trauma of family separation, it can't be stressed enough. My father died in 2002. But I still miss his presence, and it affects my life to this very day. So I really want to pick at the warden's brain, because I've heard that in Holand, like in 15 years, they were able to reduce the jail population by 50%, like by changing their laws or something like that. I don't know. I read an article somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. It's 1/3 of the longer sentences are not executed. And the life sentence after 25 years, they can ask for a reconsideration of the punishment. Was that what you read about?
I read a little bit of something like that. It's hard to kind of get information from across the world, because we're over here, they're over there.
Right, exactly.
But I'm here for whatever questions y'all have for me. I do a lot of things around town. I've gone to DA forums and asked the DA hard questions and stuff like that. And
Which we love. We love that.
Yeah.
So explain a little bit more. If someone didn't understand the Care Not Cages, explain a little bit more about that.
Simply that in our society we penalize the poor. It's very much it's the haves and have-nots, and if you have the money, then you can buy yourself your get out of jail free card. Not free, but if you have the money.
Absolutely. We agree with that. One of our slogans is, if you have capital, you don't get capital. So, but your program specifically, what does that entail? Care Not Cages.
So Care Not Cages entails uplifting the voices of the people that have been impacted, directly impacted. So the people that have been incarcerated or their loved ones that have been there. So basically speaking up at Houston City Council, speaking up at Commissioner's Court, speaking up at the Ledge, and even this year speaking up at TCJS meetings, Texas Commission on Jail Standards meetings, just basically uplifting the voices that are impacted, and just letting them know that, like, if punishment were working, then all of these jails would be shutting down. Things would be shutting down. We want to be outsourcing people. We want to be outsourcing 1,300 people to 2 different states and to 2 different outsourcing facilities in the state, in Post, Texas, and in Beaumont, Texas, and Mississippi. Then we got Louisiana.
Yeah. They are outsourcing, and so your main goal for cages, or carrying not cages, is you attend these meetings, you voice your concerns, you
Exactly. It's a really broad campaign that we're still reformulating with our membership, but also like our coalition members, so other organizations that are signing on, and pretty much it's a cultural thing. We know, for example, we do poetry and politics and potlucks and politics, stuff like that. So we read different poems in regards to what the work is, but also encourage people that the fruits of our labor. We're not going to see the world that we're creating now. A world without policing as we know it, right? A world where we care about people, where someone on the street, if they're on the street and they're homeless, or they don't have clothes, or they're hungry, they can get fed and clothing and things like that. It's a narrative change about how we can live in a world that's not about punishment. Because if it were working, we'd be shutting these things down, and we're not shutting these things down.
No, absolutely. No, they're growing. So how are you received at these meetings?
It depends on the context, but and in different ways. In different ways, I would say in regards to Commissioner's Court, that like, for example, Grassroots Leadership is a nonprofit organization, but what I've noticed, excuse me, our Democratic commissioners are quasi mostly supportive about. They're supportive about decarceration, but their tactics are different. Like some, some want to, keep outsourcing, and others don't, and then some want to, build bigger jails. So that's, what I mean. It doesn't help.
No. And I assume that you've been to the city council meeting since Mayor Whitmire started. So have you been to?
I have been to one city council meeting. I'll say that I got it. I got there in time for public comment, so where people are talking about ceasefire, which that was important. I didn't hear anything about criminal legal stuff at that time, but I went to city council. They're talking about the ceasefire stuff, and then I stayed there, and then I left a little bit early and actually went to I forgot what his name is, Mark Eichenbaum. He's the coordinator for the homeless in Houston, and went up to his office and bumped into his assistant. I forgot, something Nobles, and I was like, hey, so Mayor Turner had a certain way with communicating with the houseless community. What is Mayor Whitmire's plan of action for the first 90 days for this? And they're like, oh, we pretty much business as usual, and they said they're going to give more money to the homeless, but that wasn't specified how. That could be given to organizations, and it would be trickled down, and trickle down doesn't work. Direct money to people works. They've done that in Austin, and now I think Precinct 4 is doing that too, with Uplift Harris. Yeah.
Can you tell what those people need? Those homeless people, of course, they need a home and food and stuff like that, but in your experience, what are the other needs that they have? What do they need to?
Just from my personal experience I've served with Food Not Bombs a couple of throughout the years, different various times, and what I notice is mental health, really, and mental health support.
Mm-hmm. Mental health support.
Because people will talk to you for hours about random things or about their life, And that that's one thing I've noticed, that people do have that. Yeah.
So do you anticipate any, like a better feel coming from the Whitmire administration, or?
I would say on a personal level, I'm speaking personally for myself. No.
No.
He was the
I don't
dean.
think-
He was the dean of the Senate for I don't know how many decades, and a lot of these laws that are on the books now, he either approved or it wasn't in the room when they were voted on. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that right. I think that a lot of people are anticipating the same. Well, we appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
And we hope that you come back again soon. We always enjoy hearing from Taj, and it was great to meet you.
Thank you. And can I give y'all a P.O. box if anybody has questions for
Absolutely.
me?
You
Okay.
caught me. I forgot. Go ahead.
Okay, so let's see. Mo Cortez, is the Taj office, right? Okay, just in a letter or card. It's P.O. Box 88235, Houston, Texas 77288.
Okay, repeat that one more time.
That's P.O. Box 88235, Houston, Texas 77288.
All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate you coming.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Mo.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. That thing. I'm just letting you know that I appreciate you coming in. I read your newsletters all the time. You've always got some great information.
Oh, yeah, and if any of the viewers want to be added to that listserv, just let me know or send me a letter.
Send you a letter. That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mo. All right. Now, I think David wanted to do some more pitching.
You just always put it on David, huh?
You know what?
It's a good reason. I'm probably the biggest one in here that's benefited the most. I don't know if that come out right. I'm bigger now than I used to be. I'm 300 pounds. But anyway, that's not what I was getting at. For years I listened to the show while I was on the inside. And I heard Stu kind of mention that last week. I had just gotten shipped from Cofield unit over to the Gib Lewis unit in 1990, September 1990. And we were locked down, and I was flipping through my radio. I just bought a radio, and there was a movie station on, and I was listening to a Willie Nelson movie, believe it or not, on the radio. But something kept bleeding over, and so I got to playing with the dial, and I heard Ray Hill. And Ray Hill was talking about how much he loved us and he cared about us, and I thought, man, this guy's crazy. Ain't nobody care about inmates. And then I got to where I realized that Ray really did care about us, and Ray really did love us, and Ray always made sure to let us know, and he had guests on that would advocate for us. I felt like I could be lost in there. I thought I'd never get out. But Ray made me feel, he gave me hope. And that's what I hope that we give. I hope that we give hope. And whenever I say that we're a community media, the guys and the gals on the inside, that's our community. That's who we're reaching out to. And so it's just a byproduct that the families and the advocates and the public get to hear us, because we're really here for the guys and the gals on the inside. And that's why we're pushing and pushing and pushing to get on those tablets. But if we've ever touched your life, and if we've ever benefited you in any way, that's the reason why you should call 713-526-5738 and donate any amount, whatever you have, because that's what's going to keep us on the air. We don't have Big Brother. We're not Clear Channel Radio. We're Pacifica Radio. We're listener-sponsored radio. That means if you're listening to us and you hear our voice right now, you're the reason why we're still on the air, because you keep giving. And we thank you for keep giving and keeping giving us a platform. But you have to call 713-526-5738 or log on to kpft.org. And like Dani said, hit that drop-down menu. Go to The Prison Show and make sure you donate in any amount.
And I did mention earlier about the sustainer, but I see a bonus here. And the bonus is any new sustainer donors for a brick automatically receives the KPFT's Caroline Street coffee combo. It's a coffee combo. And Stu and I found it last week, and we just think it's a great deal. You get a brick, you get coffee, And you get a coffee.
But don't we have a mystery matcher? We have a listener who's matching, like, every $50 that we get, he matches the $50.
Or she.
Or she, yeah. Whoever the mystery donor is. And we thank you so much for being our mystery donor. But if you've got $50 in your pocket, then that would actually be $100 pledge. So
And we appreciate
think about it.
Yeah, think about it. Think about it. And being a sustainer, you can get the coffee combo. I'm big into coffee. So the coffee combo. All right, now we have, as y'all have heard during this show, Frans Douw, the writer, podcast host for the prison show in Holland, the former warden. So you know what you're talking about.
Yes, I've been around quite a while in the prison in the Netherlands, but all over the world in the knowledge exchange, and that sounds very interesting and very complicated, but it comes down on very simple things, and the simple thing is, how do we look at each other in community, and how do we look at people who are incarcerated? How do we see them? The way I see them is that they are exactly the same as we are, with the same needs. They have their families, they have their dreams, they are full of talent. A lot of them didn't have the chance to develop that, and they come into the system, and it really breaks my heart to hear about this parole system, and to hear about all the homeless people over here, and the story of the father of
Mo. Yeah,
the father of Mo was very touching. That is what happens to children and to people when you have a cold and tough system and repressive system. So what I did, you hear it a lot in the United States also about Scandinavia and about Holland and about how we look at incarcerated people. And today, Tera and me, we drove through Houston and I saw these jails. And she told me that there were 10,000 people incarcerated over there, only in the jails in Houston, in these few big buildings standing there. And I realized that this 10,000 is total amount of all the prisoners in the Netherlands. The long-term sentence prisoners, the houses of detention, the jails, etc., the open prisons. 10,000 on 17 million people. So it's an incredible difference. It's an incredible difference. And what I see is that it's not only very damaging for these often young people who are inside. A lot of them are 16, 17 years old. They're just children. But also for their families, of course. But also for society as a whole.
So what do you think the difference is? Are laws... do we have more of them on the books, or?
In my opinion, the most important thing, it's also the laws, of course, but under the laws there is a culture, there's a way of how you look at each other. It seems that there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear amongst people for other people. Other people are. Today we were at a shop and we were filming outside, and immediately the people came outside. What are you doing? What are you doing? And I don't mind them doing that. But what I see over here is that when I am in Houston, I see people, middle-class people, normal people, we call them. They live in their cars. They cross the street to go to the gym, to the school, to the shop, to all kinds of other purposes. And in the streets, you see homeless people, psychiatric disturbed people, you see addicted people, and you see those people being chased around by all kinds of different uniformed people. it's really like the Wild West. And it's a real sad image of people living in their own bubble and being very scared of the people in the other bubbles. While also these homeless people and these addicted people are just our brothers, our sisters, our children, our parents. It's incredible. It's incredible what happens.
So, what made you interested in corresponding with someone in the prisons here?
Well, what happened was I was involved in international knowledge exchange on forensic psychiatry and prisons. And then somebody asked me, a professor from the university over here, asked me to write an introduction on a book of Nanon Williams. You mentioned him in this show, and you said, well, he's convicted for capital crime. But it was a crime he didn't commit. But apart from that, that's only one very small part of Nanon, because Nanon is also a fantastic writer who wrote a long list of books. He's an artist. He makes incredible jewelry. He did several...
He made this?
Yeah, beautiful. He had several academic degrees. About 8 years ago, we nominated him for the International Redemption and Justice Award in Manchester, in England. And he won that. He has that award. Nanon is, he's a very special person, and he's also my family. He feels he is family. And the same goes for T, a friend of mine who is in Polonsky for a very long time now, and who's one of the most intelligent and talented and sweet people and non-violent people that I know.
And I agree with you on that.
Yeah. So it's such a waste and such a cruel deed to keep people like that inside. I'm here today with Tera, the beautiful wife of Nanon. She's not such a talker, she's more a listener, which is a very, very good and very valuable characteristic when you are able to listen. She's married with Nanon and does very, very important work in advocacy. And, well, it would be so great if Nanon got out. He's in prison already, 32 years, 33 years. And it would be great if he came to the Netherlands immediately with his wife, and he has so much to contribute in thinking about criminality and about thinking about the community, but also speaking with young people and working with young people who are insecure and who tend to get in trouble and stuff like that. And I would love to offer Tera and Nanon a trailer that I have in my family home. I live with my whole family. We have a trailer on our territory, and it will be always available for them. And they can meet my grandchildren and my children and the people in the neighborhood. Their family. Their family. And that's what I think is also what made the difference when I was a warden. All the prisoners, they called me by my first name, Frans. Not because I was so soft and that I didn't punish them when it was necessary, because in a prison you sometimes have to be restrictive in a community like that, but because I always saw them as people like me, as equal to me. And even 5-6 years after my retirement, incarcerated people asked me to speak on the funeral of their loved one outside, to contribute and to show that they are people too, and to characterize them, because I think it's very important that you don't look at somebody in general, but especially in prisons, as somebody who can't do things, who is dangerous, who is incompetent, etc. But to look for the things they can do. There's a lot of talent, their capacities, support them to develop their capacities, and divide them and rehabilitate them in society again.
Well, that's the way it should be.
That it should be, and well, there's something to comfort everybody who fights with the system, because, for example, I was in Austin in the Senate, the legislation department over there, a few years ago, and I did a lecture about the different choices you can make within a prison system and a juridical system. And you saw all those young lawyers, they really agreed with me. Those people who made the laws. But they didn't know how. They didn't know how. How can we do it? Because it's so political. And they are ordered to go the easy way, to be tough on crime and be repressive, because then you get enough votes. But a lot of people in Texas, I really believe, want it different. And I think the politicians manipulate and the media as well, the fear of people to make their own point.
Well, Frans, we appreciate you being here this evening. How can someone write to you?
Everybody can email me, Frans.Douw, D-O-U-W, and then the number 1, and then at gmail.com.
Right.
And can I make a shout out?
You definitely can.
Of course, a shout out to all of you, because it really feels like coming home, being with you all, with David and Dani and Linda and everybody. It's really, I haven't been here for a few years. And I would like, of course, shout out to T in Polunski and to Nanon. I call him my other son. I have one son and there's another son, and he's called Nanon. And I would like to do a shout out to the pen pal of Kaliango Ali from Uganda, and his friend is also from Polunski. He's Franklin Davis. So Franklin, it's very nice that you write with my friend Kaliango, and I wish you all the best and all the luck that you can have over there. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. We always love it when you come. Always love it.
It was great to be here. Can I say one other thing?
Okay.
Very quickly. Well, when people are fantasizing about the Netherlands and about how it is in the prisons in the Netherlands and in the juridical system, and a very good friend of mine who was also incarcerated in my prison. He is out for many years now and happily married, and he has a good life. But he wrote a book about his very rough upbringing and his period in criminality. And it is in English, and you can buy it at Amazon. So if you really want to hear the story of somebody who experienced it himself in reality in the Netherlands, in our context, you can buy the book Unknown: Diary in Detention of Dave van Veen. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
And I'll be back next week.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. He will be back next week. Now, we have, do we want to go straight to, hello?
Go ahead and pitch a little bit. You can do a quick one.
Okay, call 713-526-5738. Option number 1 to donate to the prison show, or you can go to kpft.org, skip on down to the donate button, and then you'll have to scroll down to the prison show. Make your donations. Did I do good, David?
You did great. Thank you so much.
Okay. Now we're going to go on over to Abe. Hey, Abe, how are you?
Well, doing okay. Great to hear you all. A great show tonight. Glad to be with you.
And we're glad you're here. Go ahead.
All right. Well, there's lots to do, and I know since we had so many people, I got to cram it all in here. I do want to also encourage people to donate tonight if you can. I know I donated on the last pledge drive, and I'm going to see what I can do again tonight after we get done with this report. But there's some exciting news and some bad, and, the usual when it comes to talking about the death penalty in the United States. But, when you don't get a death sentence and you committed capital murder, then if you don't get a death sentence, what you typically get is what they call life without parole, which I tend to refer to as death by incarceration, especially when I'm talking to pro-death penalty people so they can understand, throwing away the key is no picnic. But in Pennsylvania, the Supreme Court of the state of Pennsylvania took a case, was announced earlier today, that they're going to be examining the constitutionality of life without the possibility of parole. And I know that should give some hope, fleeting hope, but some hope to folks that may be hearing us tonight. If you've got a life imprisonment sentence, maybe there's some hope in the future that sooner or later the whole concept of throwing away the key could be found unconstitutional. Who knows? Certainly we need to start with throwing away the key, finding unconstitutional the idea that the state can kill prisoners directly with executions. And for us, I want to be very, very clear, anybody that opposes the death penalty, it doesn't matter how we kill our prisoners. But that seems to be the big debate this week. And right now on the issue of the death penalty is not if we're killing them, but that we're killing them with how we're killing them. And that is the big thing right now. According to the Attorney General of Kansas, the go-to form of execution now, which of course is BS and a lie, but that's what he said yesterday in a hearing at the Kansas legislature, is they're one of 4 states looking to bring gas suffocation into being as a form of execution. Right now, Alabama has that. There's been exactly one execution like that, and some news on that here in a moment. But Alabama has it, Oklahoma has it, Mississippi has it. Neither have used it, gas executions, but and of course Arizona does have it, has used gas, but cyanide gas. That's a whole different thing and horrific in its own ways. But in any case, there are bills right now in Nebraska, Ohio, Louisiana, and Kansas. Kansas just had the first hearing yesterday, and of course, it seems like there's a strategy and an active campaign by attorneys general around the country that are doing this, because they had it all scripted out. They rolled out all the victim family members to talk about how terrible it is that the killers of their loved ones are still on death row, and then they lied about how smoothly it went in Alabama on January 25th with the execution of Kenny Smith. And that's the other news today, is that the first lawsuit has been filed in the wake of Kenny Smith's execution. And in that lawsuit, it really details exactly what happened and what the witnesses saw. And that's also what's happened with the journalists who were there witnessing it or pushing back as well. There were 5 journalists witnessing it. They're all articulating this was no easy death. So we'll see where all that goes, but that's the latest on that thing. So let's see that. I want to mention also, of course, I had a big show last week with Sister Helen and talk about Ivan Cantu. He's now less than 2 weeks from his execution date. I want to make sure everybody knows this coming Thursday at the Collin County Courthouse at 11 a.m., I don't know if it's a rally or a press conference, whatever it is. Sister Helen's supposed to be there with Martin Machine and anybody else that can get there. 11 a.m., Collin County Courthouse. Go early so you can be there on time and support that press conference. That's really all that's standing between Ivan and the execution chamber, is whether the Collin County District Attorney's conviction integrity unit will intervene and say, wait a minute, we are going to look at all these questions of evidence that have come up since Ivan was convicted, when, by the way, his defense attorneys, so-called defense attorneys at his original trial, it didn't call any witnesses. They didn't challenge any of the evidence. It was just an outrageous injustice if he gets executed, as they all are, but in particular in a case like this. I can't say if Ivan's guilty or innocent, but neither can you, and neither can the state. And unacceptable to be executing somebody in that kind of a situation. I want to give a shout-out, of course, to Melissa Lucio. I keep getting these memories now on my Facebook feed of things that we were doing, 2 years ago right now, traveling the state, lifting up the voices of Melissa's family as they were promoting the film, The State of Texas versus Melissa, so that people could see it. You can still see that film on Hulu and see why. And we have to keep at why is Melissa Lucio still on death row in Gatesville when there is no evidence that a crime was even committed? And when are they going to release her? She was supposed to be given an evidentiary hearing. It was ordered in April 2 years ago, and she still has not had that hearing. What's going on? When will she be free? So shout out to Melissa, shout out to Ivan, shout out to everybody on death row there in Pulaski and in Gatesville. And then, of course, what's happening next? On the same day that Ivan is scheduled to be executed, so too is a guy named Thomas Creech in Idaho. He's been on for 30 years. He is so trusted that when the Episcopal bishop went to visit the death row, Thomas Creech was the inmate chosen to lead that tour and to meet with those people and unshackled, without being restrained. And they say he is absolutely not a threat. He's in his 70s. And yet this is the guy they're going to execute in Idaho. It looks like nothing is standing in the way of that one. I was on the phone with a reporter earlier today asking if we were going to be there when Ivan is executed, and I said, nope, Sister Helen's going to be there. The whole world's going to be watching. So myself and my crew will be actually in Idaho making sure the world is watching that execution too. So those are the big things that I had. I'll just note again, I mentioned the other legislation, still bad legislation to try to bring the death penalty back in Iowa and West Virginia. Neither of those bills are moving forward. Similarly, we're waiting until after the primaries for the bills to start moving forward to abolish the death penalty. And we're ending on a good note here. Bills to abolish the death penalty that are ready to move forward in Ohio and Pennsylvania, and it's just going to wait until after the primary elections in the spring, and then we should see those bills start moving. Once again, everybody call that number. What's that number? 713-526-5738, and pour in all your extra money to help keep the show on the air. Thanks, everybody. You can find us at deathpenaltyaction.org, and I put a bunch of links to our current petitions, which you can find on the front page at deathpenaltyaction.org, but they're also in the comments on the Prison Show live stream feed. And please go sign the petitions and help us raise awareness and shine a spotlight on these executions.
All right. And what's your physical address where they can write you?
Sure. And I want I should say somebody wrote me a letter after one of the first shows that I did, and it finally just got to me. The address is P.O. Box 89 in Ghent, G-H-E-N-T, New York 12075. That's P.O. Box 89, Ghent, G-H-E-N-T, New York 12075. And then I live in Ohio. It'll get there, get sent back to me, and I'll be getting back to people that have written me. I've gotten one letter so far, and I'm going to get into you, sir, as soon as I can. So thanks again, everybody, for having me on, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Abe. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right. Now, I'm pretty sure David wants to pitch. I'm thinking he does.
I think we need to give a station ID.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
You're listening to KPFT Houston. Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Team. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped to represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas, obtain parole, and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. More information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, can be found on their website at parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201. So that brings us to pitching a little bit. That example right there was what we call underwriting. You know, what that means is that it's not really an advertisement, but because we're a 501c3, we can't call it an advertisement. But what Gary did is Gary believes in us so much that he makes sure that he is a sustainer at a high level. So we were talking about somebody who might have $500. Gary's probably one of them guys that has $500. And so we call it underwriting. So every week we want to make sure that we mention Gary because that's what he's done. He's made sure that we're financially able to have our show tonight. And that we thank Gary Cohen for that. But you can do the same thing. And if you want to do that, then you can call Robin at 713-526-4000 during the week and make sure that you talk to her about underwriting, and she can explain everything. We have a package. If you contact me, I can send you that package. You're welcome to send me a direct message or contact the Prison Show, and I'll send you that package if you're interested. And we'll make sure that you can be an underwriter as well. We'd really appreciate your support. It would mean a lot to us.
Okay, I think you have my mic off.
I think I turned you on, and everybody just heard you say,
Oh,
I think you turned my mic off.
I was like, he had my mic off.
That's because
right,
I was
now.
still talking.
What? He didn't want me interrupting his speech he prepared.
I had a little spiel going on there.
Yeah. All right. We have Julie on line 1. Hi, Julie.
Yes, how are you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing good. I want to do a shout out tonight to Tommy Ray Tig from the Mock Unit. I want to shout out to him that I love him and I miss him, and I wanted to just tell him that, you know, I just want to let him know I love him and I miss him, and I'm hoping he'll come home soon and get back together. So, but anyway, I know I run out of words to say. So, but I do. I love him. I've loved him for a long time, for quite a while, and ever since I was 17. So, but I do miss him a whole lot, and so I'm hoping someday we'll be back together.
Well, you always give the most beautiful shout outs, Julie, and we appreciate you very much, and I know he probably does.
Yes, it's like, yeah, and it's really like, and I think in my lifetime that you can only meet someone like it only happens once in a lifetime thing. I mean, I was 17 years of age, and we just got back together like last year. But I know it's a God thing because we never argued. I mean, it was just so we were so compatible, you know what I mean? And you know, at the time, my mom didn't want us together, you know, and or we would probably, you know, we probably would have got married and we probably had, you know what I mean? We were yoked in God, you know. So I know in my heart that we would probably had got married and had kids and grandkids, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
He's very, very special to me.
Well, thank you so much, Julie, for calling, and we look forward to hearing from you next week.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Thanks for everybody getting the show on. I really appreciate everybody. It means so much to me.
Well, we appreciate you too, Julie, and thank you for calling.
You too. God bless y'all.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Okay, you too.
Bye-bye. All right, and Jeanette on line 2.
Hi, Dani.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good.
Good to hear. Well, I'm calling in tonight because I want to make a shout out to my love at the Polinsky unit, Big Will, my baby. I love you. I love you so very much, and I'm missing you like crazy. How blessed, my love, to have you for all the time that I did. I loved every minute of it. Well, it's going to be back to watching Game of Thrones. Boo! But I get to see you tomorrow. Yay! Baby, know that I'm always thinking of you, my sweet, precious husband. You are mine, and I am yours, and I'm so tragically in love with you, my funny Valentine. God bless you, my love. Pray for Ivan. Pray for us. Have a good night, Puffin. I'll see you in our dreams. I love you. I also want to give a shout out to the guys on Life Row. Hi, Blaine. Hi. Mayo. Bethel. Mark. Mark. Woody. Eric. Sibo. And, of course, Kangaroo. Praying hard for you, Ivan. You're going to get a stay and you're going to get off of death row. Also, a very special shout out to the Fat Swag crew on the Polinsky unit. Much love from Big Will and big hugs. You already know what it is. Hug life, his life. All you at the prison show, have a good night. Take care. It's supposed to get cold tomorrow, so let's all stay warm. God bless.
Have a great weekend.
You too, Dani. Bye.
Bye-bye. She's always so funny. All right, line 4, Carmela.
Myself, I have 2 shout-outs. The first one is to Marcus Mullen in the Montgomery County Jail. Hi, Marcus. Thinking about you. Father David's been working really hard on his chickeneering, and you'd be proud to see what he's done. I'm sorry, forgot her name. Penny. Penny went to her new home today. Penny the goat, if anybody wants to know. She just got too rambunctious, and he decided to get her another home. So we all said goodbye to her, and seems like a nice guy. So I don't know what Daisy's going to do. Hopefully she won't chase too many chickens. But otherwise, we're doing okay. And I hope you're doing all right. And just take care of yourself. I hope you had a good Valentine's Day. Know that you're loved. And take care. And my second shout out is to my nephew. I'm sorry, I'm brain dead tonight. Bradley Leland Aiken. I finally found out where he is. Yay! He's at Beto. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Beto.
Beto unit.
Beto, thank you. Hey, Bradley. I'm glad I found you. I had gotten a little scared because I checked online in PVC, and you weren't where you were, and my heart just dropped. But I'm glad you're in a designated place now. Just keep your head up, keep your spirits up, and do what you need to do, and just behave. Know that you're loved. I love you very much. And I hope you had a good Valentine's Day. I'm sending lots of love to you. And just take care. Keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep your chin up and know you're loved. I do love you, even though it's been many years since I've seen you. One of these days, maybe we'll be reunited. I was shocked and appalled. I sent a text message to your mother to ask about you, and she actually texted me back, not with any help or information, but at least she had the courtesy to text me back. So you take care, Bradley. I love you, and just know you're loved. God loves you, and I love you. Take care. Thank you, Prison Show, for everything you do. And one of these months, I'll be able to refinance or revamp my budget and start donating to your show, because you guys just mean the world to me. Being able to communicate with my loved ones and my friend Marcus. You guys have a good weekend. I'm going to sleep all day tomorrow. I am just exhausted. I usually, when I have to run errands, I usually take a day or two off, but yesterday was the only day I took off, and I had to go check my homeless mail today for, I ordered some stuff for my big boy, Luna, from Chewy. Luna's a cat. And it was heavy. I had 13 pounds of dry cat food and then some other items. But got another box to pick up Monday or whenever I can get down there. It's just fun toys. So anyway, I'm sorry. I get slap happy when I'm tired. So I'm going to sleep all day tomorrow. And you guys stay warm. I didn't know we were going to get a cold front, but that's okay. Hopefully it'll be a dry cold front. Thanks again for everything you do and traveling. Good night.
Good night. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, we have Eva Maria. Eva Maria?
Good evening. This is Eva Maria from Germany. I would like to greet my pen friend Rodolfo Medrano from Polanski unit. He asked me to pass on some greetings. He would like to greet all the women and men on Texas death row and all the people in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. He would also especially like to greet his fellow inmates who are on the course with him, Nueva Vida in Cristo. To these greetings, I would like to add, I would like to greet everyone behind bars, especially those who don't have friends and family outside prison, and I often pray for you, even if I don't know your names and I think about you. I would also like to greet all the volunteers who help to make life in prison much better, such as you on the radio show, and other volunteers who write to prisoners, who minister to prisoners, and to send food via e-com. And I would like to greet also all the relatives and friends of inmates who listen to this radio show. I think it's so great that you are supporting your friends and loved ones. And also greeting to all the staff of TCDJ, and I hope that God will bless your work and that all of you have a good life. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.
Oh, that was very sweet. All right. now we have Shirley. Hey, Shirley. Hey, Shirley. You there? Well, Blaine, your mom was on hold. Maybe put her on hold and check back. Let's go to Clarence. Clarence?
Can you hear me?
I can now. I can hear you.
Well, I just called. I know it's been a while since I called, but I'm fighting all this medication. I'm just calling to tell all the fellas, I'm still thinking about everybody. Still praying for everybody to have the best they can. Y'all keep smiling. Look out for each other. There's still somebody out here who cares about you. I miss all you brothers, but, I'm still fighting the struggle out here. Mysterious Mike, if you get a chance, call me. That last person didn't work out, so they're too busy to handle what I had to give them. So I'm still struggling, trying to find somebody that can take over this case. And y'all know God is able. He'll make a way. You just got to keep struggling. Meanwhile, I'm still fighting the establishment here in San Angelo. All you people out of San Angelo, all you brothers out of San Angelo, man, know that somebody here in the old rural capital think about y'all. And, I'm still fighting this council, trying to do the best I can. But God will, so be it. Take care and have a good night. Mysterious Mike, please try to get in touch with me sometime this week.
We'll make sure that he gets that message, Clarence.
I really would appreciate it because, I'm disgusted in a way, but, I understand people have businesses they have to operate. Money talks and bull jive, do what. So, I don't have no money, but I still got faith in God. So maybe somebody come along and help me out some kind of way. Get back in this courtroom. Y'all take care and best of love to all of y'all.
Same to you, Clarence. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye. Okay, now we're going to scoot on back to Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley? Okay, Miss Shirley.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. They weren't pushing the button. But
I don't know what happened. I heard y'all a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
I was over here. Hello? Hello? I'm here.
Well, I'm glad you stayed on the line. Thank you. Well, you go ahead with your shout out.
All right. I would have either stayed on the line or hung up and called back. Anyway, hey, Blaine, love and miss you. I know I talked to you today, but I got your songs in for you at the radio station, so I wouldn't forget. And I talked to Teresa today, and she said tell you hi, and she loves you. And it's snowing in Indiana, so that's what they got going on. And everybody here says they love you and they miss you. And I have a surprise for you right now. Hi, Blaine. Love and miss you. And I guess you know who that was. Anyways. And I want to give a shout out to the other ones. Ivan, I pray for you every night. I pray for everybody every night. But I pray for you, and I thank you for taking care of Blaine, too. And I thank them for taking care of you. I'm going to give a shout-out to Big Will, Mark, Eric. I started to call him Eve. You can see it right. Mayo and Beto. I went back to Mayo. Yeah, I had to change his name back.
I know he appreciates it, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I told Blaine Mo just does not sound right. So, but I want to give a shout out to the rest of the crew up there that I pray for every one of y'all every night. And Blaine, I hope you have sweet dreams. I know it's probably hard, but all of y'all have sweet dreams. And hopefully I'll be able to talk to you tomorrow. I love and miss you. Good night. Good night, y'all.
Good night, Miss Shirley. Have a great weekend. All right, now we want to give a great big thank you. A big thank you to Abe and Stephanie. Abe and Stephanie, thank you both for the donation. We appreciate it very much. And now we're going to scoot on. Oh, Caitlin. Caitlin's here.
This is a shout out for Beto Garza in Polonsky. Hey Boo, how are you? I hope that you're in good health, spirits, staying safe, and that there's a smile on your handsome face. As for me, all is going good. I'm just here at home with Daytona. I am off today and I went up to see Buddy. Yeah, other than that, yeah, the weather here is still pretty crazy. Yeah, we're having a few storms, a lot of rain and wind. But the only thing is the evenings are getting a bit brighter, which is always something good. Yeah, nothing else. I'm going to write you a JPay in a bit. And yeah, please know that you're my heart, thoughts and prayers. And to everybody at the prison show, a big, big thank you for making this happen.
Okay, thank you so much, Caitlin. Always love hearing from you. Now we have Lydia on line 3.
Hi there, Dani.
Hi, how are you?
We're doing good. It's we got some rain, much needed rain, most of last night, and it was still drizzling here a few minutes ago. But yeah, we're doing good here in the valley. The shout out is for my son, Beto. I missed your call, mijo, when you called earlier. I was watching 2020. I never watched 2020, and for some reason I was watching it. There was nothing else to watch. But we're good. Had a long day. I was tired. Had a very long day. Somewhat stressful. But I'm good. Bingo and I are fixing to hit the sack. Theo's doing good. I know he had surgery like 3 days ago. He says he's okay. Feels good. And Theo Juan is now getting his chemo here in the valley. He got it yesterday. They started here yesterday because I know Tia Gracie said they were headed out to the place where they were going to administer that chemo. So they won't be going up to Houston anymore, which is good. I'm sure Tia Gracie gets tired of being up there. But I gave Amanda your message, and they'll be there tomorrow, God willing. Okay? I love you and I miss you dearly, and I want to send my saludos to the guys, to William, to Rudy, Juan, Eric, Blaine, Moises, Roderick, Ivan, Mark. Oh, and congratulations on that rice, Mark. Beto told me it turned out pretty good. And I hope you liked my recipe. Okay? Good night, everyone. Good night, Dani. Good night, Linda. David.
Have a great weekend.
You too, guys. Good night.
Good night. Okay. I thought Manuela was on the line. I think Okay, let's go to Mike.
Hello, this is Mysterious Mike doing his shout-outs for the prison show. So here's the shout-outs. The guys of Texas, Guy Alexander, Jamie Cuppett, Stephen Russell, Stephen McGee, Philip Perez, Lucy and Michelle want me to do a shout-out for Paul. Shout-out for Matt, Thomas, Oz, Haas, Keith Money. Shout-out for Edward Reeves, Adam Wilkerson. Shout-out to Bill R. Sims. Special shout-out to Clarence Lee Bowman. Hopefully you're doing much better. Shout-out to Raymond Lee Cart. And you can continue to write to Mysterious Mike in care of David Collingsworth. And now back to the prison show.
All right, so what is the prison show's address, you ask? It is 226 Chipmunk Trail, Shepherd, America, 77376? Or 71, David? 1. Okay, got the thumbs up. All right, so 226 Chipmunk Trail, Shepherd, 77371. And now Manuela is on line 2. Hi, Manuela.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Okay, I want to make my shout out to my sweet and precious husband, Robert Robertson. Hey, baby. I do hope and pray that you are all right, that you are happy and well. As for me, I'm all right. I'm okay so far. The food is much better and the pain is okay. Only a little bit in walking. The family is all right, and everything is well here. Nobody is sick. The cat was a little bit sick yesterday, but I think today she is better. Baby, I want you to know that I miss you and that I love you, and I'm always thinking of you. You are always on my mind, baby, and in my heart, in my thoughts, and always in my prayers. I want you to know that I love you with all my heart, baby, and that I will never leave you or stop loving you. Baby, your love was a blessing in my life when I needed it most, and still is, and I want to thank you for everything you do for me to make me happy and smile. When I'm thinking of you, I get a big, big, big smile on my face and in my heart. And I never want to lose you, baby. And I do hope and pray to see you soon, because we have to talk a lot, especially about the kids. And I pray every day, much times, that everything will be well. I only can say that I love you with all my heart, and I will never, never, never leave you or let you down or forget on you. I'm all yours and only yours, and I always and forever will be. There's only one big, big, great true love in my life, and this is you. There's no space for others in my heart. Baby, I wish you a good night, sweet and blessed dreams, and please stay strong. You know what I mean. Stay strong. We will do it. We will make it together. I love you, baby. I love you, and I love you. Good night, baby. Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
All right, now we have Jamie on line 1.
Oh.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi. I want to do a shout out to my husband first of all.
I love you, babe. I can't wait for you to come home. I'm so excited for the good news. God got both of us, and He's going to continue to have both of us when He come home. And for Clarence, I don't know him, but I and my husband will keep you in prayers. My mother had cancer, and now she is clear with the grace of God. God is good all the time, and for San Angelo as well, too. My husband is from San Angelo area as well, and I'm so excited to move out there with him. New life for me, and I'm so ready for a future. To all the inmates, I pray for you all as well. The way God has gave my husband a good parole answer and is on his way home, God will do it for you all as well. Keep the faith, walk with our Lord, because God is the only way, the only way. God bless you all, and thank you so much, Prison Show. Y'all are the best, and God bless you all as well. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Love you, babe, and can't wait, my king. Good night, sweet dreams. And for my son, Joseph Salazar on Telford Unit, good night, and I love you, son. Miss you. Good night, y'all. I'll have a blessed night. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie, and congratulations.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend.
Likewise. Bye-bye.
All right, Stacy.
To my husband's sporty black at Wainwright Unit. Hey, baby love, this is Wifey. Tucking you in for the night, letting you know I'm all yours. Oh, baby, I got our Valentine's note, and you spoil me. Yeah, I love you so deeply. Yeah, our e-note was wicked. It's another day out here missing us. I've been on the machine with just some updates. I got the contact tweet published. The girls are behaving. Today it's National Almond Day. I've been feasting on the free foodie almonds for about a week now. Yeah. It's also National Grouch Do a Favor Day. Yeah, man. I know you're surrounded by a bunch of grouches. Do them a favor and don't even mess with them. Leave them be, sweetheart. Yeah. It's a nice day, but cold here. 49 degrees. Got the little heater on, and it's cozy. I slept in late. Yeah, I knew you was sleeping in late, so I said, I'm going to join him this morning. So yeah, baby, I'm just out here all yours missing you. Boo, be tough. Stay focused and tough. You know you rule me, my man. Yup. Mwah. I love you, Sporty. Take care. Mwah. You're mine.
All right. Thank you, Stacy. Now, Miss Linda. Linda, would you like to give your shout-outs?
Yes, I guess so. I've got a poem to read real quick that Paul DeVoe wrote. He said it was supposed to be for Valentine's, but Valentine's is over. But he said this is a good one to let the guys hear, like if you have a really good friend that you cherish. And if you don't have a romantic Valentine, but a friend is one, here's a poem to share. When friends whom walk beside us, sharing unconditional love in our lives, sharing thoughts bring much more wisdoms, sharing burdens makes them in our lives lighter, sharing faith, kindness, hope, and love unconditionally will always make your whole world so much brighter. You don't need the romance to dwell and have true filial love, as the Bible says, between each other. Please always remember this, guys, by Paul DeVoe on Death Row. Okay, now I'll do some shout-outs. Thomas Miller L., I hope things went better for you today. I hope Major Cooper got things straight. I'm just waiting to hear. Paul DeVoe, William Owen Sr., Jaime Cole, Franklin Davis, Will Spear, Cedric Marks, Robert Satterfield, Robert Solis, Lucky Ward, Ronald Haskell, William Hudson, Juan Balderas, Blaine Milam, Paul Story, Walter Sorto, Robert Roberson, Britt Ripkowski, Curtis Robertson, and Stephen Curry. Good night, guys. Have a great week.
All right. Now, I have a few, but before that, I'm going to do a little pitch in Unprovoked pitching as he peeks over the windowsill. All right. So I keep bringing up the bricks because as soon as Linda and I heard last time about the bricks, we were all on board for those. They're legacy bricks. They're here forever. And let's see, for $25 a month, Sustainer, you get the 4x8 brick, which I don't remember how many lines of text that is, maybe 3. And for $50 a month, Sustainer, you get the 8x8 brick, which I fit in loving memory of Billy Wardlow, executed by the state of Texas, July 8th, 2020. So I put a lot on that brick just to give you an example of the text that you can put and how much you can put on there. But Robin will be more than happy to explain that more to you. 713-526-5738, option number 1. Tell them you're donating to the prison show, or go to kpft.org. Scoot on over to the donate button, slide down to the prison show. And we have a caller, Gloria. I think that's what.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this stupid thing.
All right, Gloria. Hey, Gloria.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Okay. I need to get my rear end to bed. My great-grandson has a karate tournament at 8:30 in the morning in Manville, and I don't even know where the hell that is. Anyway, I wanted to give a shout-out to a few people. Let me see. I wanted to shout out to Spider. Thank you so much for the sweet Valentine. I appreciate that. It almost looked like Diego on there. Wanted to say hello to Eric, Kathy, Thomas Millerell. I got your email. I have not had time to call and see if I am actually on your list. And I didn't hear what Linda said a while ago, so I don't know if she got on or not. Anyway, boy, talk about memories, Thomas. You asked me when the last time was I heard from George Wilson out of Dallas. It has been a long time. I wonder how I can find him. I don't know. I also wanted to give a shout out to Nanon. Nanon, I haven't responded to the last e-message you sent me. I have to tell you, I just sat there and cried after I read it. All the stuff you said about Jason. Oh, my God. That child is so grown up. Oh, my gosh. But I do remember when he would visit you and he was 6 years old and he would jump into your arms. Now, I think he actually weighs more than I do, and he's in middle school. I wanted to say hello to, I'm so tired I can't think, to Anthony Haynes. Good God, my mind has gone away. Hope you're doing well. And Eugene Broxton, hi there. Eugene, I got your book of poetry in the mail. I really like it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I wanted to say hello to a couple of people I don't know who have birthdays. What's today, the 16th? On Sunday. Paul Hall and Stephen Nelson. So, happy birthday. And if anybody wants to ride with me, I am going to drive up to McKinney, Texas, to the Collin County Courthouse for the press conference that Sister Helen Prejean is having for Ivan Cantu. And I do want to give a shout out to Ivan. Ivan, I don't know you, but oh my gosh, I've been spreading information about you and giving people the governor's number, and I'm going to give that again, to call and ask that fool to stop the execution. And actually, what I should give is the DA's number, and I have it somewhere. I don't know what I did with it. Let me see.
And Gloria, don't forget, you're picking me up.
Oh, so you're going to ride with me? Woohoo!
Yeah, I'm going to ride with you. You said you were
Okay.
picking me up.
Well, I did, but I couldn't remember if you accepted my offer.
I did.
And all right, and Sophia is gonna go too. I'm not sure if she'll ride with us. I don't know what her plans are, but I will ask her. Let me see if I can. I think I can do this without getting disconnected. I'm looking, Colin. There we go, Collin County DA. Call the Collin County DA, 972-548-4323. 972-548-4323, and tell him he has a conviction integrity unit, and if anybody in that office has any integrity, they really need to look into Ivan's case, because there is just too much information out there that, and I disagree with Abe. I think Ivan is innocent. Everything I've read tells me that. So, but call the Collin County DA and tell him to get his conviction integrity unit to look into this case, because this man should not be executed. You know, I learned the other day, is there a whole bunch of people waiting to talk?
No, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Because I learned something that I didn't know. I was on the Death Penalty Information Center's webpage, and they have a list of 20 people in the U.S. that they think are certainly innocent, but they were executed. Out of those 20 people, 10 are from Texas.
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
Jesus. So I don't want to see Ivan's name added to that list. No way. So anyway, okay, I think that is it.
No, that's not it, Gloria. You need your smoke detector battery changed. I have mentioned.
Is it beeping?
Oh my! I've mentioned every time you call in. I'm like, girl, come on.
I don't even hear it, and I've got my hearing aids on tonight.
Oh my! Well, I will. I will get with you later, Gloria, and we can get together on a time.
Yeah, you know, it's 4 hours if you don't even stop to pee. So I guess we need to leave about 6 in the morning.
Probably. So I will.
Because I'll have to pee at some point.
Oh, I will too. No doubt. Well, all right. Thank you, Gloria.
Okay, and David needs more light on him. I can see his cowboy hat and a body, but I can't see his face.
I need a light down here that shines up instead of one that shines down.
Oh.
It's the cowboy hat blocking everything. See, if I take my cowboy hat off, I bet you see me, don't you?
Oh, we see you.
That's why I got the hat on so you can't see me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, quit hiding. Okay, y'all have a good night.
You too, Gloria.
Okie doke. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, now I want to do my shout-outs. Roderick Harris. How you doing? Jeff talked to you early. It was great talking to you. Britt, I did get your letter. I will be responding. Farron, my best friend, Farron. Creeper, T. Hey, T. Me and Frans were talking very highly of you earlier. Big Head. Hey, Big Head. Blaine. Give me a call over the weekend, please. Rue. Hey, Rue. Mayo. Mayo. Leroy. Larry. J. Van Story. Michael Ferguson. I'm so glad we got that figured out, Michael. And Rusty. Great news. Yes, great news. We'll be organizing something very, very soon. Very, very soon. I know Julie's excited, or will be. And we have a call. Nadine. Oh, they hung up. That was all David.
That was all me. Yeah.
That was all David.
Call back, Nadine.
With your little fat fingers.
My fat finger hit the wrong thing. Now, Linda's got her on the online anyway, but I don't think she's there.
Is she there, Linda?
There, Nadine?
You got her on the air.
Well, someone's on the air right now. Okay, maybe she's back. Maybe she's back. Maybe y'all should hang up line 2. No, go ahead. You could throw Nadine on there.
I don't know how to hang up line 2 while she's talking to Nadine on line 1.
Okay. Hey, Nadine.
Hello, it's me again. It looks like David don't like me.
I know.
I'm sorry, Nadine. My finger was too fat. I hit the wrong button.
I'm teasing. Everybody is fine there. I cannot talk this morning. So I want Aunt Sophie to wake up, but I knock her door and she don't answer me. So I think she's really sleeping. So I want to make a shout out to my husband, Eugene Broxton. Mr. Broxton, it was a funny week, right? I love you, my boo, for more than 20 years now, and I swear one thing. If I don't understand someone, I will ask, please, can you repeat slowly? I will not say yes if I don't understand. Is that okay for you? It's okay for me. I will hear you. I will hear your advice, Mr. Broxton. And I love you so, so much. I want to send a shout out to all the guys. You know that we have a LPG conference meeting in Paris. And, well, due to a major strike in France for the trains, so the meeting in Paris has been completely canceled. So Anne-Sophie will let you know, or I will let you know as soon as we have the next appointment, okay? So, again, to all my guys there, I send my love to everybody. Thank you to someone to answer me. It was great to have your message, sir. And, well, I send again my love to my husband, and I keep in touch, boo. I love you so much, and I miss you so, so much. But soon I will be back, okay? Love you at the radio station, and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Love you, Nadine. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
All right. Stephanie, do you have a shout-out? No? She says no. No, I don't. Maybe you want to pitch. Do you want to pitch?
I don't know how to pitch. Give me your money.
She's singing. Give me your money.
If you want to continue to give shout outs, you have to give so the radio can be available for you to give on. to shout out on.
Yeah.
I'm not as smooth. Let me see.
That was pretty good. Thank you for your pledge. We really appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome.
So
I thought I was already pledging, to be honest, but I guess I'm not.
You mean a sustainer?
Yeah.
She is now.
She is now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yep.
Yep. She is
You
now.
know, the way Ray Hill, somebody asked me online a while ago how they could listen to us without having to call in because they didn't want to make a pledge, evidently. But the way Ray put it was, you don't have to subscribe to the magazine to read it. Anybody can read the magazine, and we want you to read our magazine. We want you to log in. We want you to tune in. Ever how you get it, whether you go to YouTube or Facebook or KPFT.org, it'll stream there. You can listen to us on the radio, old-fashioned FM radio or HD1. Ever how you tune in and get our show, that's great. But the problem is we're listener-sponsored radio. So if you're going to read the magazine, you might as well subscribe. And the subscription is only $25 a month. So, I don't know. I go to Starbucks and I take my wife out to eat and I bought her some flowers for Valentine's. I think I can afford $25. So
Yes. Don't give up the flowers, though.
You know, I killed my allergies this week because I had to hide the flowers in my work truck so she wouldn't see them the night before because we live way out in the country.
Oh, yeah.
So I bought them on the way home, and then I stored them in the van, and then that for 2 days afterwards, I'm sneezing and my eyes are all puffy and all that stuff for those flowers.
Or you could send them to her work and surprise her like I got.
I've done that, but after 7 years, you've done the work thing, you do the home thing. I mean, so what I did is I gave her a big old smooch and told her to have a happy Valentine's Day before I left for work, but I had put all those flowers in her bathroom. So whenever she got up for work, she turned the light on. Boom, there's her flowers. So anyway, I talk about the flowers to prove that I can afford $25.
Right.
So I think a lot of us do that. A lot of us go out to eat. A lot of us go get a Starbucks. A lot of us, and that's what Ray would always point out. If you can go, he called it Starbuckles. If you can go to Starbuckles, you can give to KPFT. I mean, we're listener sponsored, and again, I'm going to say, if you can hear my voice, you're a listener. So you need to pledge.
And remember, we do go live on other for other things.
Right.
Like we go live at executions, and I will be live at the rally in Collin County for Ivan Can 2. I will go live there to show everyone what they can do to help. We go live at executions to show the world what happens. But we will be live at the rally with Sister Helen Prejean. So please continue to donate so we can continue to show the world what happens. Right?
Right.
Yeah, I keep looking at the pledge drive thing. Somebody said that they pledged and it didn't show up on the thing. She said it's already on her card, so I thank you guys. If you make a pledge, thank you. We really, really appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. I mean, I've been here since 2004, on and off. Ray Hill said I was the best volunteer he had whenever I was on furlough.
Yeah.
I'd get in trouble and go back. I was a mean drunk, but anyway, it doesn't matter whether you go online and do it, whether you call us and do it. We used to have PayPal, but I don't think we have PayPal anymore, right?
I don't think we do.
Yeah, but they have you can text GIVE to 713-526-5738. There's lots of different ways you can go about it. So whichever way it goes, just please do that.
Yes, please do. And every way is secure. You don't have to worry about the going online and donating. It is secure. And remember, even incarcerated people can definitely give. It comes right out of their trust fund. If you choose to do this.
If you choose. I went online. Just remember to say The Prison Show.
Oh, yes.
And just remember, it's bigger than just the radio show and being able to give shout outs. You make it possible for people to be able to come on here and tell you about resources and ways to be able to help your loved ones while they're on the inside, which is the main reason why we do this, right?
It's the only reason we do it. Yep.
Right.
If it wasn't for our loved ones on the inside, we wouldn't
have a show.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't have the show. That's the reason why Ray started it too.
Yes.
I mean,
and he loved talking about the kids singing.
yeah, you know, I grew up. I say grew up, but they grew up while I was listening to them. Well, their grandma calls in every now and then. I just texted her a little while ago. And for those of you that hear my voice, I probably sent you a text today too. I was sitting in here a while ago when Gloria was talking about she couldn't see my face. It's because I was looking at my phone and I had copied a paste and sent it to everybody. Please pledge to the prison show. Call 713-526-5738, option number 1 for a pledge. And we still have enough time for, if you want to make a shout out, we got about 2 minutes if you want to call in and make a shout out. Freddie, where you at? You need to be calling in.
Yeah. Where you at, Freddie? I don't think we heard from him last week. But you know what? We heard from Clarence this week.
Yeah.
And Mr. Clarence.
He tickled me whenever he was talking about that Alabama thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was very passionate about that.
He was going to take some X-Lax and fly over him.
Yeah, that was, yeah. I love Mr. Clarence.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, that's pretty cool. I agree with you on that. And, of course, we will be contacting Mysterious Mike. It takes a lot for me to contact Mysterious Mike, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah?
For Clarence.
You want me to just send him a text?
That would be awesome. Thank you. Because I always get the all caps.
Oh, yeah.
All caps. It's like, why are you screaming at me, Mike?
Yeah, I don't think he means to. I was typing on this computer over here a while ago, and it was in all caps. I don't know what it is about folks that...
No, he intends to because we've mentioned it to him like a million times, and he's like, what? What?
Yeah, he was doing that on somebody... I guess it was Tom's page. Tom had posted something. He's like, what?
And he does it in all caps. Please trust me. People out here, when you type all caps, we think you're screaming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we're not hard of hearing on chat lines.
No, we're not. Not on chat.
Not on chat. No. Well, look, I'm going to make one of them wild pledges over here. I guess you call it a challenge. So we've only got 3 minutes left. So between now and 11 o'clock, if you call in and pledge $100, I got $100. I'll match you. I know. I'm trying to get out how to pay my $100 tonight, but I don't think anybody will do it. You got 3 minutes. Can you do it? Call 713-526-5738. Option number 1. You pledge $100 and I'll match you.
I'll even match it too.
Ooh, that means we'd get a $300 pledge for a $100 pledge. So now you're down to 2 minutes. So we need to go ahead and get out of here. We got to have Converge coming up. I'll be watching the pledge window. So if you pledge $100, me and Dani both will match it. So that'll be a $300 pledge. You guys stay tuned for Converge, and don't forget to pledge for them too.
Have a great weekend, guys.
To see you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking for JV. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time it's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison. Joe